me, how's it hanging? How's it happen? You guys know it is. This is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. The podcast One Song Magazine describes as the one that initiates profound discussions with rock and metal artists, allowing fans to discover the creative workflow of their favorite musicians and understand the factors that make the band succeed or fall from fame. We are all sponsored by Dark Fusion Systems, the best for your custom computing needs. Get $100 off your entire business code CVPod at darkfusionsystems.com. Link to your podcast below. Please go to millionpodcast.com. They rank the umpteenth podcast, top 100, top 50 podcasts according to certain categories all across the world. We're on 2 of those categories, metal and metalcore podcasts. For the best metal podcast in the world, we're in the top 10 at number 10. And for metalcore podcasts, we are number 2. You know we're not yet number 1. You know what we want to get for both of those? Number 1. You know how we're going to do? We're going to keep having these episodes like this. Let's go to our feature presentation. And what is episode 700 for us? We have a new face and a returning face. We have Austin and Ryan from the band Everbloom to the podcast. Ryan was on back in episode 360 with the band called Aphasia, but they are back now as Everbloom, brand new band, started in 2025. We not only go into the origin of this band and the importance of having all these, members as a part of a band that are equally invested in the success. We also talk about the songs that they've created, including The Day We Said Goodbye. We also go into a new song that's going to be coming out, and we talk about some social media stuff, and we really dive deep into the struggles of artists on social media, especially in rock and metal, and why it's kind of like a house of cards in terms of the content that needs to be put out there. You guys ready? Let's do this. Let's go! Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast, as we've come to episode number fucking 700, you know what? It's a great way to bring you some more new music and a great new artist that you got to discover to really enjoy. That's the whole part of the podcast, whole purpose of the podcast. So here we are today, coming to us from Theoria Records. Another big shout out to Mr. Cody Frayne for bringing us another great band of emo melodic hardcore from Rochester, New York. Band was formed in 2025. They've got 2 songs out at this point right now, Vacant Room and The Day We Said Goodbye, which is the most recent single, but you'll see where that's about to change later on in the show. We've got a returning person in the podcast here. We got a brand new one. So please welcome Ryan and Austin from Everbloom, the podcast. Austin, welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast. And Ryan, welcome back, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having
Thank you for having me.
How is it going in your world today, guys? Just how's everything going? And also, Ryan, what's been going on with you, man? It's been a while.
It's been a while, dude. Obviously, I'm in a new band now. It's been a couple. That's crazy, too. I think this is episode 700, and I think the last one we did was like right around your halfway mark. I think it was like 360 was the Aphasia one. That's crazy.
I just looked it up, and how in the hell did you guess that?
I looked up the podcast like earlier today, and I saw the episode that we did.
Yeah, it would have been the halfway point. It would have been episode 360, which would have aired on December 6th, 2022. That was just after my 28th birthday. And now I'm 31. Nice, so we keep
I just turned 32 like Monday. So
yeah, I just turned 31 2 days ago.
Yesterday, buddy.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Well, Austin, happy birthday, but also you young asshole.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's great to see you guys here, and it's great to get to know you. Again, Ryan, great to see you back. But again, we got a brand new project here with Everbloom, and I think the best way to open up with this is to get more people to know about who Everbloom is and what you guys bring to the table. So I know it was formed in 2025, so we don't have that much time to go off of, but what's the origin story of Everbloom? How did this all come to be so people can connect with the origin story like it's Iron Man 1?
Austin, you want me to take this one?
Yeah, you can take it. You're the founder.
Kinda. So like we already said, like I was on here for Aphasia a couple of years ago. When that band broke up, I left right after our last record came out in 2024 in the summer or fall, whatever. And I had kind of like given up on music at that point. Like leaving that band kind of crushed me for a while. So we didn't do anything. And then Aphasia's bass player, Ashton, and we just started goofing off one night. Like we were like, let's just like write songs for fun. So we started doing that, and those songs turned into the first demos, I guess, for like this project. And we were like, yeah, but it started out so like we didn't. I don't know. It all kind of happened like unexpected, I guess. Like we didn't have any expectations going into it. Like it was just the two of us writing songs, and that was it. And then we threw around the idea of like, hey, maybe we could play a show or two every now and again. Super low key, no commitment, no nothing. So we had reached out to like one of my best friends, Evan, who's our drummer now, and kind of talked to him about the same idea, like low commitment, not really going to be a band, just maybe a show every now and again, just totally like leisure. So that started. We were writing songs, and we're like, well, if we're gonna play any shows, we gotta find a vocalist. So I had posted on Facebook like, here's a clip of a song, that we started working on. Like, if you want to play music like this and you're a vocalist, hit us up. We got a bunch of people. Austin's blew us away, and it was literally no contest. Like we heard it and didn't look at any other submissions after that, and that was it. We're just like, yeah, let's do it. So then we became a band, and then it all kind of like happened quick from there. Like coming out of Aphasia, I still had a bunch of like industry friends that I had sent some music around to. So like Cody, I'd showed him like the demos that we were working on. Aphasia's old manager Josh, like I sent him stuff, and he's like, this is sick, like you guys could be a band. So it all kind of happened from there, I guess. Like started actually like taking it seriously, putting music together, named the band, started writing stuff, started recording stuff, signed to Theoria, put the single out, and here we are now.
And here we are now. So that was, a very quick little introduction that was actually rather expansive. And again, Ryan, it's kind of sucks. It's, of course, with Aphasia, that ending and you feeling like, taking a hard hit from that. But when it comes to music, or when it comes to something that's just that connected to your soul, you're going to end up finding your way back to it at some point in time. We've seen many artists do that when projects that they've been working on or things that they've been working on just don't work out for one reason or another. It's not a foreign concept. It's something that happens all the time on the smallest scales, even on the largest scales. And you continue to see artists, jump to something new because that sound is still there. That soul is still there. And it's just going to be taking a new form with a brand new project, a brand new style, brand new band. And bringing Austin into the foray as well to find that vocal that just matches what you're looking for. It's, again, something that you're not going to find very quickly all the time, but you got lucky with it.
We got really lucky, dude. I'm gonna go off a little.
Go for it.
It's, I don't know, dude. It's hard to explain. Like, obviously, great vocalist. It's going well, but like, I don't know. I think it's the work ethic and the like commitment level that sells it. Honestly, like we work insanely good together, and like I don't have to hound him to do anything. Like he is just like on it all the time. Like we write tracks, we send it, he's got vocals done in like a couple days. Like he just gives a shit, man. And I feel like that is what I lacked so much in like other bands that I've been in. It's just like people that give a shit. And Austin gives a shit, and it's so sick, dude. It like I was so turned off by being in a band again after everything that happened over the last couple of years, and like this project has gone so well that like I'm back in it apparently, and here we are.
Yeah, honestly, it's the same for me. Like I've been in bands since I was like 15, but like it's always like, oh, this person doesn't really want to do it, or this person like has other stuff going on. And Ryan is like a workhorse. The dude gets stuff done in like 3 days. He just is like, hey, I have like 7 songs. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll write 7 songs worth of vocals now. So it's been really good to have somebody that like works well with me as far as like speed of writing and just style wise as well. Like I think me and Ryan really gel well together.
That's something, again, you don't see very often. It happens so fast. I mean, at the highest levels, you see that at least to a certain degree. And you guys might be able to, easily relate to this. But one thing I've seen over the course of doing this for 7 years now, doing this podcast, is when it comes to artists that I've had on the podcast and the ones that I've seen grow consistently and get to a point where I'm like, shit, I can't believe I had them on here. And now they're playing, opening for arena shows, or they're having their own long-standing headlining tours. there is a level of commitment that is there from everybody that's involved that you don't always get, because it's not easy. It's not something that people always want to do. They want the fame, they want the glory, they want the fun, but they don't want to put in the hard work behind it. It also goes back to the classic saying of, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And you could have, let's say it's a 4 or 5 piece band, any artist. You could have 4 guys that are absolutely working their asses off as hard as possible to try and get somewhere, and that 5th person just doesn't care, and they're like, I'm just happy doing with where I'm at right now. That will end up bringing down, man, because now you have somebody that's not contributing. It's preventing you from continuing to move forward, from continuing to create great things and get great things going so that you can pick up the momentum to be playing great areas locally, then great areas in a regional aspect, then even bump up to national and even international from that standpoint. And it seems like with where you're at now with Everbloom, you're finding that mix of having 4 members in there that are all invested to a level that is congruent for where all of you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
And that's one thing we're happy to hear, because then we get to see potentially what is going to happen with Everbloom going forward. I mean, again, summer of 2025 in a formation. We're in February of 2026. We're not even a year into this. And if there's that much commitment that's there, it's going to be fun to see how this all progresses over the next couple of years.
I'm stoked to see where things go. Like, it's been awesome so far, and the reception has been very cool. And honestly, I don't even feel like the best tracks have come out yet, and it's already going pretty cool. But I'm stoked for the next ones, man.
Yeah.
Stoked.
I'm definitely stoked for everything that we have so far. Like, I've never had a band as well received as this, and it's really nice to just like put out music that I'm really proud of. So,
well, Austin, I kind of want to jump on that just a little bit more, because I'm a little curious, especially with you being in bands for more than half your life up to this point. And this is the one where you're like the most stoked on, and the one that you're seeing like that traction really hit early on. I know we already talked about like the work ethic is a difference, but for you, is there something that's specific that you notice right now that's going on with Everbloom compared to some of the other projects that maybe some younger artists could even pick up on and think, hey, or local artists that say, hey, this is something that we're noticing that either we don't have or we're seeing we have, and how can we capitalize on it?
I think a big thing is that we're like super lucky to have somebody with such a congruent vision. Like, Ryan is super vision focused, like especially aesthetically. Like, he just knows what we should look like and how to brand us properly. And that's just so huge these days. Like, having a like proper branding and somebody who wants to like do that, and like I love doing branding stuff, and like me and Ryan bounce ideas off of each other all the time for it, but like he is far and away the biggest part of that. So like branding is huge, and I've never had somebody like care that much about branding and like wanting to look professional. And that's really like what I've noticed has really like pushed us a little farther, because we actually like care about how we present ourselves. So I think that's so important, especially in like the age of TikTok and Instagram and short form content. If you don't look cool and good, people just don't want to listen to you. So that's been a huge boon for us.
So I don't even think it's necessarily looking like cool and good. It's just looking like there's an identity behind there, and it's a consistent identity that people can pick up on and somehow find some sort of connection to in a visual aspect, or that's going to connect to them even deeper in a visual aspect. I've done that before myself too, of course, with the podcast, but I've done that personally as well, where going to concerts all the time and going to shows all across the country, go to festivals all across the country, I was trying to find a way that's like, okay, is there a way that I can make myself stand out at some point in time with the smallest little thing? And what I started to do was every show I go to, I wear the same Milwaukee Brewers hat to every show. Doesn't matter what else I've got, it's the same hat. It's always backwards like this, no matter what. Now, people find that, they notice that, and it's like, okay, I know that guy. I don't know if I've known him, but I've seen him. There's some kind of connection there, and the connection is wherever he is, that's where the mosh pit's going to be, and that's where I want to be, because that's where the craziness is going to happen. And I've built a whole giant, concert friend group here in Milwaukee that includes people in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the surrounding areas, even a whole bunch of people out down in Chicago as well. But it's something that it's like there's a visual point that is like attracting people to it and making people connect and experience with an image. And with that branding idea, people are able to connect the music, the sound, the experience just to the image that you're portraying right then and there. It is something that is incredibly smart, and too many bands are not doing it, especially at a lower level.
Definitely.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think a huge part of presenting yourself is a consistent brand. Not only a consistent brand, but like a good one. Like I think that is a huge thing that probably took me way too long to realize, but that is a huge thing I'm very huge on. And I think to a degree I am locked in about it right now. Like all of our stuff is very like, I think it's not the most original thing in the world, but I think it's identifiable. I think it makes us look like us.
Definitely.
So when it comes to the brand and like the vision, the image that is Everbloom, how would you describe that then? Because again, this might be the first time people are ever hearing about you or even ever seen you guys on camera. And I want to make sure that when it comes to understanding the brand, what you guys could describe it as, then they can already go and watch those music videos. They can already listen to the sounds and see you guys perform live and have an image that they can connect to, even if they haven't seen it yet.
I think the biggest piece of like our band's branding and identity is like nostalgia. It's very reminiscent of early 2000s. It's very grainy and distressed, and it reminds me, like when I look at it, it reminds me. I just did a merch spread that we're going to be dropping by the time this episode comes out. And that like those designs are like reminiscent of like stuff that I was buying at Hot Topic in like 2010. Like that is what we're like super huge on, and that I think that was in the beginning like kind of the hard part of like how can like we know what we want to do, but how can we like identify ourselves that way? So I came out of like a very modern metalcore band, like that is what we were doing, and I took some of those branding aspects like to this obviously, but I think it's just part of like my design style at this point. But I think the biggest thing was like we know that we're going for like this like post-hardcore revival, like melodic hardcore sound. Like how can we tie that with an image and make it not just look cool, but like match, like I want to be able to look at my stuff and like picture like what a stranger is going to imagine it sounds like.
That might be a great description of it. Just if what you picture like someone else would imagine the sound to be like, because at that point in time, we're able to just not only connect with the sound when we hear it and feel it, but we can connect visually just with the brand that's there and see how everything interplays. And when you're connecting on more than one, of the 5 human senses, you're going to have an easier time bringing people into the foray and bringing people into the overall experience, because there are plenty of artists out there that have great sounds. But we're also, when we think about artists that have great sound and then that great visual connection to everything, it amplifies everything so much further, especially in the age we're living in, where that like idea of like personal brand, especially because of social media, matters so much. If we were in the like early 2010s right now, and with what Ice Nine Kills is doing, they would be nowhere near as big as they are now, because that brand and that image has taken on a complete life of its own due to everything that's on social media, due to everything they've done. But it connects so well with the music that it's an experience in itself just to be a part of that show, just to go and listen to the music, because it's hitting on the sense of sight, it's hitting on the sense of, on hearing. I wouldn't say necessarily smell or taste, because you can't necessarily smell a band or taste a band.
You can smell a live show, though.
You can smell a live show, but I'm
not wearing deodorant at shows.
Yeah, but but that's a pretty consistent thing that happens at any heavy show, and I wish people would definitely wear more deodorant because
I'm saying,
bro.
dude. I'm saying,
I smelled some shit.
Yeah,
dude. I think we all have.
sure have.
Honestly, we should put maybe some signs outside of like live venues that says, "Have you put on your deodorant today?"
Yeah, it's like
Back.
con or conventions. You got to do it, and you got to make sure that people are wearing their deodorant.
Unfortunately, sticks of deodorant are like $10 now, and it's like I can't just have
True.
like complimentary deodorant wipes or something like that. No, please, 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 please. For a live show perspective, as a fan, put on deodorant. What I'm saying is, like, as an artist and as a band, unless you're doing something completely out there that's going to attract a certain smell to a show, that the visualization and the image is going to be the thing that's going to connect sonically with the music, so that you're hitting people in the senses of both sight and hearing. I was going to go sight and hearing, but I'm like, wait a minute, that don't match up very well.
My man's mixed up over here.
I'm mixed up with my senses. Dude, I got hit in the face multiple times before we were recording this episode, so me brain no work too good right now. Sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
With you.
Good old punchy kickboxing fun. That's how that all relates. But, of course, at the moment, we have 2 songs that are out by you guys right now. Vacant Room and The Day We Said Goodbye. Day We Said Goodbye being the most recent one, and because that's the one that's out right now, the most recent one, I kind of want to dive deeper into it because I've had a chance to listen to it myself and go into it. But let's get people into this song so they can get into a point of jumping off into the band. So when it came to writing The Day We Said Goodbye, what was the purpose of this, and how did that end up connecting with the overall sound that was then going to be created for this song? That's always a key. How is that message going to connect with the sonic presentation?
This is all Austin.
Austin, you're up.
So for this song, when Everbloom had like just started, I want to say we had started in June or July. Like we had just started like talking about doing music and everything. So I was coming off of like not doing music a lot because of like personal stuff to me. But mainly because I just didn't have time, because my wife and I have had a dog that we'd had since we were together. And she was getting older, getting super sick. So I just kind of wasn't doing anything other than taking care of her. And like 2 months into the band forming, we had to put her down because she had succumbed to her heart disease. And at that point, I was kind of just like lost. I was like, I don't know what really to do anymore. I almost stopped being an Everbloom. I was like, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. Because that had been like 8, 9 years of my life, just like taking care of this dog that my wife and I, it was basically our kid at that point, because it's like what we started with and we'd had her the whole time. So when that happened, I let the guys know, and we were just kind of like talking about going through it, because I know Ryan's gone through that as well. So Ryan immediately was like, we're gonna write a song about this, and I was like, okay guys. And then like 2 or 3 days later, he sent me the instrumental, and I was like, okay, this song just like feels like the feeling that I felt when
Dude,
she was gone.
it came together
So
so fast. Like
it did.
it happened. Ashton wrote, our other guitar player that was also in my old band. He wrote like the little clean like intro bit and a variation of like the chord progression that starts in the beginning of the song, and they'd send it to me as like a 30-second clip. In like I think he sent it to me like that morning, and like that night I was like, all right, I got ideas. We got on a call, like me and him, and we just fleshed this whole song out in like a night. I think I wrote the entire thing and tracked everything that night, and then we sent it to him the next day, and I think he had vocals done in like a day. Like the whole song came together in like 2 or 3 days. It was honestly insane.
Yeah, it was really quick. So the main feeling for that song was just like grief and loss, and like how it had affected me, and like the feeling of just like emptiness of coming home to something that I expected to be there for the past 8 years, and just it not being there anymore. So that's really where that one came from, and it helped me a ton. to like get that off my chest and have that outlet. But yeah.
Well, first off, Austin, I'm glad you're able to, use that song as an outlet to get that out there, because that's not a feeling that you want to hold deep inside and try and, maybe just let it see if it's going to pass, because grief is something that it's always going to be there in a sense, and it's never really going to go away, but it's just going to hit less and less as time goes on. And you explained it perfectly too. It's the feeling of, you're coming home and you're so used to seeing something that's there, being greeted by something that's there. And then all of a sudden one day it's not there anymore. And it's not that it's not there and it's, oh, I'll get it the next day. It's something that's not there. And you are very well aware that how heavily connected that, your dog was to you. You're never going to end up having that moment again where you walk in the door and they're right there. It's a deeply emotional thing that anybody that has ever, had a dog, cat, whatever that has gone through that has felt at one time or another. And due to how closely, in time it was to when the song was created to when that happened, you're living in a moment where the emotion is so fresh and so crisp and so clean to you that it's radiating out. And the guys are, I assume, Ryan, you and Ethan were able to basically pick up on this, connect to it in your own way and just understand, seeing that, empathizing with it, bringing your own experience into the mix. And that conglomeration made a song where you guys understood the emotions and could sonically put it out there to connect with what Austin was going through, what Austin was showing. And then his vocals could connect with it even stronger because it was a sonic encapsulation of the feeling at that time.
I can literally only write sad songs, so that's why that works so good. I can only write sad songs. So the goal, and honestly, it sounds stupid, like the goal is to make it sound as sad as possible.
Yeah.
Which I think we did it. I think it worked.
Yeah, I think we did it pretty well. I used a few different things for recording that song because I really wanted to like feel distant when I was singing it. Like I wanted to feel like I wasn't sitting at my computer trying to track vocals. So like I put a ton of effects on my voice to like make myself feel more disoriented and like everything. And a lot of that ended up on the final record. So it was really
That's why it's
really
so sick though, dude.
Yeah.
That's why it's sick.
Yeah.
Is like the tremolo, like the tremolator effects and like the verse sections and stuff like that. I think that's why that song is so cool.
Yeah, I really wanted it to feel like I felt in that moment. So I used what few skills I have to do that. So
I think I needed it though. Like I think the song is good, but I think the instrumental is very lackluster because we kind of left it open for you to just like. So all the effects and like all the like the weird ideas that we had, I think they all worked out. And the fucking cricket sample, dude. The cricket sample is so sick. No one knows about the cricket sample, I'm sure, but it's so sick.
The cricket sample will let people into the know. What's that cricket sample about before we dive deeper into Austin's vocals and how they worked so damn well on this song?
I bought this plugin because I'd been like looking at this program for a while that I wanted, even like back in my old band that I wanted for production stuff. I'd never bought it, and I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna finally buy it. So I bought it. I started playing around with all these like weird notes. Like I played all these weird like notes on my guitar, and then I played like weird notes into this some kind of pad in like Contact, and I ran them through this plugin together, and it made this like super weird like panning back and forth like crickety sounding noise. And I don't know why it's so sick. It honestly is like, if you listen to it by itself, it's so stupid, but it works in the song so good. And like, it's honestly probably like my favorite part of the song because it's so dumb, but it works. And when you hear it, it just, I don't know, it tickles like a part in my brain really good.
Yeah, that granular effect plugin came in clutch.
It's so sick. But yeah, in the big, like, it's not a breakdown, but like in the big like open part that comes after the second verse, it's in there, and it's like it's buried pretty far down, but it sounds like crickets, and they pan back and forth, and it's so sick, dude.
It's pretty cool.
Well, shit, now that you've got like the freedom to start to use some of this stuff and even like that program you wish you would have had in previous bands, but now you have now, dude, just keep rolling with it and keep playing with it because you're going to get stuff that comes out like this. And in a song where vocally it really had to be driven because of the, expressive nature of the song around grief, because of how closely related it was tied to the real life event that Austin that you went through. What you did in the verse is because it does have like a different type of effect to it. It creates a deeper and somewhat breathy kind of vocal at times. And at first you're thinking, why is it this way? But there's an exhaustion that is there from an exhaustion of emotion from having to process all this and constantly live in that. And also an uncertainty of just, what am I going to do now? Because now, again, you're like a best friend in the whole entire world is not there anymore. How do we deal with that? And what's the emotion behind that? The amount of people that have felt that just uncertainty after losing a best friend is incredibly hard. I still think about that to this day when the beagle we had whenever since I was a kid died. That would have been almost 10 years ago to this point. I still remember those days, especially on the emotional side, very vividly and how it all went down. And listening to this song, especially from that side, but then what was done in the chorus and then what was brought with the crickets in the bridge and how that all puts together with the vocals as well. Now you're seeing more of that expression come full force. And that is where the song really shines, is in the choruses and then in that bridge breakdownish part where the cricket sample ends up lying.
Love the cricket sample.
I really love the bridges. I love the bridges in the chorus of that song. I love the verses too, though. I fought with myself quite a bit. I'm like, am I not doing enough in the verses? Am I being a little bit too like held back? But like, I felt like that's what the song needed, so that's what I gave it.
Everything worked out great on that.
Yeah.
And now we're going to switch the gear because we went from this super sad, slow song because we're about to drop a banger. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
I was going to be working towards that transition, Ryan, and you stole my thunder in the best way possible. Don't get me wrong. So everyone, before we jumped on this podcast to the record button, the guys asked me when this episode would be coming out because what Ryan just alluded to, there's something that's coming out, and it is a banger that's going to be coming out, and it's going to be right after this episode ends up dropping. So how about we preview it for you guys or get you ready for it so you're like, I got to listen to this when it comes out over everything else coming out on February 20th. So 20th, tongue twister already for me, but I'll let you guys run with it. What can we expect from this new banger of a song that you guys are going to be releasing in a couple of days after the release of this episode?
Austin, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So this next song is a lot more aggressive. So like our first song is kind of a midway. So Vacant Rooms is kind of a midway as far as like heaviness and like melodicness. So that song is kind of like the best of both worlds of what we really do. So it's not as chaotic, but it has chaotic moments. And then The Day We Said Goodbye is more like soft. And we do have a couple other things that are softer like that. But the next song that we have coming out, are we allowed to say what it's called, Ryan?
Yeah.
All right, cool. The next one's The Luxury of Decency. It's a lot more like chaotic and more like leaning into the like post-hardcore heavier side. And it's a very like angry song. It's about
there's
just
even
like
a breakdown. There's finally a breakdown in this one.
There's a sick breakdown. This one's a little bit heavier on the themes of like just how much it sucks to have to be beholden to like things like TikTok and how AI is coming in and making music horrible with like all the slop that comes out. And just like how much it sucks to have to like try super hard for no one even to notice it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this song's about, and it's super fast, super great, super good banger. I'm very hype on this one, and we shot a banger music video for it. So
the music video is clutch, dude.
I chipped a tooth for it.
How'd you chip a tooth for it?
Oh,
Well,
you did.
I did. I chipped my tooth. So we were recording one of the takes, and we're
The first take.
the
He
first
started the
take.
day
Yes,
off like
I
this.
did. It was the second take, technically. It was the first take of this.
It was the
So it was
first
the first
real
take
take.
of the yeah, it was the first real take we did of the day, and
Just shut
I
up and say it was the first take, dude.
okay, it was the first take, whatever. So it was the first take. So we're in this like giant room, and there's tarp on the floor, and obviously I have a microphone in my hand, and microphones are made of metal, and teeth are not. So I was I slipped on the tarp that we were on, and I just moved my head forward and moved my hand towards my mouth at the same time, and knocked my front tooth and chipped it pretty good. So that was fun.
It was worth it though. The
It was
video.
absolutely worth it.
The video is crazy. I think we both slipped that day. I also slipped on that
Yeah.
day.
I'm sure
The
everybody
process was
slipped except Evan.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, damn, I kind of actually hope there's like some behind the scenes video of that actually happening because I do want to see that at some point in time.
Oh, there has to be.
There's a ton.
There's a ton of behind the scenes.
We hired someone for that. So like there's a ton of like photo video from behind the scenes. So we'll have to dig through it. That would be really funny.
It would be funny.
I'm an artist, which means I have to be a content creator. So that'll be a great piece of content someday. We'll just post Austin chipping his teeth.
Yeah.
So that'll be a great piece of content to post because it's authentic and it's still connected with what the band was doing. But bringing up a song that's going to be heavier, that's going to be more aggressive, and taking on this angst of having to deal with how tough it is to put your music out there now with TikTok and with with everything with AI and just how much noise there is out there. In a recent interview I had with the guys in Shields over in the UK, they actually kind of spoke about this, and I haven't asked the question to any other artist, so I'm going to ask it to you guys, and I just want to get your take on this. They were talking about how one of the hardest things for artists to do now is to promote themselves on TikTok that fits in the TikTok format because so many artists are creating music that are so deeply personal to them and so deeply connected to them that it doesn't match with the type of content that people are, consistently watching or following on TikTok, which is adding humor into it. And you don't want to essentially create a bunch of humor around your music and then have people jump into it and not have that humor connect in there because it's something that's more deeply personal. It's like, well, this isn't what we signed up for. And then they completely bounce and never give you guys a look again. There's a disconnect from the content you have to create that's not genuinely being what you guys want to put out there just to get those, that attention. But then if you do go for that attention and it doesn't directly match for something that has more humor behind it, like an Electric Callboy, then people are just going to end up bouncing and it just doesn't work out in the long run or even the short run for that matter.
Yeah, you hit the nail there. Like, I think this kind of music is already like niche enough. It's not like the most popular thing. I think everybody knows like that what we're doing is not the most popular thing. So it's already hard to just gravitate an audience like on your own for this kind of music. But then you, like you said, like you have to go into TikTok and become this like influencer and content creator and be funny and like engaging. And at the end of the day, I'm not that person, dude. Like, it doesn't matter how good your brand is almost ever. It doesn't matter how good your music is. It matters how engaging you can make yourself in 3 seconds or less before someone swipes the screen. And it's almost impossible for me because I've put together like tons of like super like good ideaed videos. Like, we ran this like whole scheme for a while that we were like doing stuff within a CRT TV, and behind me is where we shot our first music video, and we have this like giant metal wall with like all these frames and stuff. And I was like doing these TikTok format videos where I was like doing playthroughs and like shooting videos in this thing to try to pull it all together. And it doesn't get anywhere because I'm not that person, dude. I'm so much not that person that I can't even fake it on camera. And I don't like the idea of having to do that. Like, I'm not a funny, like super bubbly person that wants to sit on TikTok and just like like my stuff, like my
Mhm.
stuff. It's so hard. And like I don't know, dude. It makes me so mad.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like for social media in general, like, you fall into like three camps. You're either like funny and you do like meme videos for your
Mhm.
music. You are really good at being like super bubbly and like drawing people in, which I am neither of those things. Or like you're really good at playthroughs and stuff, which I think is what Everbloom is good at, is like playthroughs and stuff. But like that third one's really tough. Like we talked about this when we started the band. It's like we want to do well on social media because you have to,
Mhm.
but we don't want to be a meme band. And like it's so hard to
It's
not
so
be
hard
a
to
meme band.
it's very hard to toe that line,
Yeah.
and seeing bands that have literally plateaued themselves because they
Uh-huh.
fell into the meme pool. Like
Yeah.
there are some talented bands out there that they like went so hard on like the humor in the goofs in the memes that like nobody takes them seriously now. And it's like I hate that for them, dude. I don't want to be that. Like that there's this huge part of their audience that goes to their page for the memes, not for their
Mhm.
music, not to stream the
Yeah.
music. They go for like the memes. And I don't want to be that. And I hate that for the bands that have fallen into that because it sucks. Like they have good intentions. Like they're trying their best to like do this thing that we're all trying to do. And it's so hard to find a way to make it work for you. And I feel like the way to make it work is different for literally everybody, but it's finding a way to make it work and gravitate the right audience at the same time. Like
Yeah.
if you get 1,000 views, awesome. But are those 1,000 views relevant to what you're doing? Or are they just people that are there for like the laugh? And that
Yeah.
is the insane like fight, I think. I feel like you're always in a mental battle doing this, like to an extent. Like, what are we gonna post today? Dude, for the first like month that we were a band, every single
Every day.
day in our group chats, like, all right, guys, what are we gonna post today? We gotta
Yeah.
figure it out. We gotta put it together right now. Like, we gotta get it up by this
Mhm.
time. This is our peak time. Like, it
Yeah.
sucks, dude. Being a bit, it makes it so frustrating. I'm ranting so bad. I'm sorry. I just feel like I feel like in today's world, being in a band is like 5% playing music,
Mhm.
5% playing shows, and like 90% being a content creator. And if you're not doing the 90%, like you're not gonna do anything. I
Yeah.
just want to play music, man.
Same. And that's the thing. I'm just like a normal dude. Like I work, I go home, I write music, I watch anime and like hang out with my wife. And that's like it, dude. Like I don't do like anything. So like being an interesting person online is just like super foreign to me because I'm just not that person. Like I try to be, I'll try to be,
Mhm.
but like I'm just a normal guy. So like I don't
We're
know.
awkward
Like you
adult emo kids, dude.
yeah, exactly.
I'm a full grown emo kid.
Yeah.
But also to be fair, Ryan, that rant you just went on, you have no idea the like thing it just sparked in my mind in terms of not only how it connects with what you guys are doing in music, but same thing I'm doing here, where it's I I know I have to cut these podcasts up and put them into like short digestible videos and post online. I don't post them on TikTok because no one on TikTok cares about that. And they just swipe through them. And then there's no conversion between those listeners and bringing them to the actual whole entire thing. I get that a little bit more on Instagram and Facebook though. So I still do it there for that audience because that's the best way to get people interested in this day and age. But I always wanted, like, oh, feel like I should be getting more. I should be getting more people listening to this and more people connecting to it. And the way to do that would have been essentially to start posting random meme videos and random little fun things. And I have seen that happen where you mentioned where there have been incredibly talented artists that have gained a great following, but people only are there because it's of a laugh, because of the memes. And then when that artist is trying to be taken seriously, it's like, oh, but you're just the meme guys or you're just the meme girls.
Bring the memes back. Where's the memes? We don't care about this.
Yeah, and I'm seeing
memes?
that. I'm seeing that. So even some artists that are starting to gain more traction as well. And it's like and there's one that I wanted to bring on the podcast too, but it just didn't work out. And I really wanted to talk about that because there's growth there, but that's what that person is becoming. And I don't want to, and it's like, I don't want to see them fall down that path. I don't want to see them go down that path where their whole entire career just becomes a joke because their content they're using to promote their music is essentially a meme and people are just going to be there for that. I don't want to see that. And I can see the mental toll it takes on people. I've seen the videos of the bands that essentially became the memes. And when they struggle or when they're like on the verge of breaking up, it's heartbreaking because you guys put so much time and effort and your souls into this, and to be just reduced to a laugh because you're trying to get people to connect with your music in any way that's relevant right now, it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Like I wrote a song about how the first two songs are like incredibly personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first song is about addiction and how it's like how it's kind of like ruined my family in a lot of ways and like healing through that. And the second one is about the passing of someone that I love with more than anything in my life. And it just like kills me sometimes to get up on social media and just like try and make a content
You
thing
gotta
about
make
it.
light
Like
humor
make a
out of
little
super
dance about it,
personal
you know?
shit. It sucks.
Like I don't want to be the monkey on the stage, like dance, monkey dance, you know? Like I don't want to do that. You know?
Yeah, well, now we wrote a song about hating having to do it, and now we're actually. It's so funny because like we wrote
The
a song
content's
about.
probably so much easier on this one.
We wrote a song about hating having to be influencers and like hating social media. And the funniest part of the whole thing is, you know what we're gonna do with that song about hating social media? We're gonna cut it up and post a million spots on social media, and then we're gonna act on social media. So, who wins? Social media.
Yeah. And that's another big thing of the song. It's like it's not even just about social media. It's about just like greed in general and like how people are just like so greedy now. Like people just want everything. They just want everything in their hands and everybody is like owed everything of yours. Like when you put yourself out there on social media, it's like people think that they own you or like a piece of you. And it's really hard to like grapple with that. And like it just kind of like feels like there's no decency left in the world. Like nobody cares about anybody anymore. So that's how that song really like ties in.
Yeah, but now I'm even more interested in when the song comes out exactly what it's going to sound like. I'm not going to be interested in the social content you guys put out there about it because it's not about you guys trying to be the influence. It's about what this song is actually going to sound like, how this song is going to connect to all the artists, but all the people that, you know, they feel like they're getting left behind because they're seeing people on social media say, oh my God, look at all this stuff I bought. Oh, look at all this stuff. And it's like, well, you're not seeing the amount of credit card debt they're in because of it. Or, oh, well, they're getting paid to do this, to advertise this stuff. So you go out and buy it and put yourself in a much like worse situation while you're just being influenced by someone that is literally trying to make you do the dumbest shit possible. And who wins in the end? Social media still wins in the end, no matter what. God, now I'm fucking pissed off at this shit. And I'm like, I don't even want to do the social media stuff for this, but you know what? We're going to make it so that the social media stuff we do for this is actually something where it's, you know, going to connect people to the band and to the art and to the sound that you guys are producing and not make sure it's, you know, oh, they're just the meme band. There's no way in hell you guys are going down that road.
I'm just trying to influence people to buy Everbloom merch because I unironically wore my Everbloom merch to the interview.
I was going to, but I figured you would. So I was like,
I didn't even do it intentionally. Actually, it's kind of gross. I'm not even going to lie. I'm pretty sure that I slept in this hoodie last night and I just haven't changed it since. So.
Yeah, dude. I wore that hoodie all day today. I live in that hoodie.
Don't worry. I'm wearing the same sweatpants I have since Monday. It's just, hey, you know what? They're pants. Who cares?
All right, dude. Go off.
Dude, when you work from home, though, like...
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I don't have to put on jeans. Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
If I'm on camera all day and I'm like, I have to talk to people, this is all you see.
Right.
And yes,
True.
I did wear this shirt on my calls today, a fucking Future Palace shirt that is aggressive as all hell. And everyone's like, what band? What is that? I'm like, oh, it's a band. Should we listen to it? I don't know. You like unclean vocals? What's that? I'm going to take that as a no.
Yep.
But still listen
Fair enough.
anyway. That's the point. I'm like, still listen anyway. But of course, you guys got the Luxury Decency coming out literally 3 days after the release of this episode. However,
2 days even.
2 days even.
19th.
Fuck, 2 days even, the 19th. Shit, I thought it would be the 30th, but the 19th. Shit, that's my bad. But there is the rest of 2026 still left to go. What can we expect from you guys the rest of the year? Whatever you can share.
A lot of music.
A lot of music.
A lot of music.
Eventually, we'll finally get in a room together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of music, though.
A lot of music.
And by the time this episode comes out,
sick merch drop.
There's going to be a very sick merch spread that I put together. I actually finished it Did we finish it
yesterday?
Night? Yeah.
Yeah, you finished it yesterday. It's got my teeth in it.
It does have his teeth in it. Whoa. That's weird, dude. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's so weird.
It's really weird.
Backstory. Austin bought Photoshop so that he could make rough versions of ideas that he was having for like stuff that we were doing. So he put together this like rough idea of what turned out to be the Luxury of Decency album artwork or the cover art for the single. And like the next morning he's like, I really want to put teeth in it. Like I'm gonna call my dentist and get x-rays of my teeth.
I was at the dentist because I had chipped my tooth.
Why are you chipping teeth so much?
No, wait. No, you're right. Hold on. Never mind. I just had a dental appointment.
Yeah, the chip thing happened way after. Dude,
chip happened way after, yeah. No.
This song has been scheduled for release.
You're right.
At this point. So like
my bad.
He literally was like, I got copies of my dental x-rays from my dentist. I'm gonna send them to you. Put them in the artwork. So I took I screwed around and like put a literal x-ray of his mouth into the artwork, which also made it into the merch spread. And that's really ironic and strange because this was like weeks before the fact that he chipped his teeth in the music video.
Yeah, that was
like if he had chipped his tooth in the video and then we put like the x-ray in, like it would be funny, but honestly crazy. I didn't even think about that. You send me x-rays of your teeth. I put them in the artwork and then you chipped your teeth.
And then I chipped my tooth.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, at least there's a memory of what your teeth looked like before the chip happened on a merch spread.
Hell yeah.
That's absolutely hysterical. And I'm gonna have to pick myself up a piece of that merch because I want some Austin teeth merch.
The teeth merch is sick.
The teeth merch is very sick.
I don't know, dude. That one's sick, but also the white one is sick too.
Yeah, that one's sick.
We're gonna have a lot. I'll say we're gonna have a lot of sick merch to deal with, and that makes everybody happy. So we'll get people that as we bring this episode to conclusion. But I got one more question before we wrap this up. Ryan, when you were on last time, I had not started asking this question at the end of every episode. I started this in September of 2023. So I've been asking this for 2.5 years now, fully. It is a question I like to ask for us as fans of music to get to know more new music and for you guys to get to support the music you love as well. I'm going to limit it to 3 because otherwise we're going to be here all day if I don't limit it to 3. But between the two of you guys, can you guys name me 3 bands or artists that you love that you would love to see more people get into right now?
Oh,
between the two of us,
you said more people get into.
Yeah, between the two of you guys, I need 3 total. And yeah, and when I say like who you want, like that more people should get into right now, it's like, oh yeah, could you name, like Knocked Loose, but no, I want to use it as like the purpose of the podcast was always to get people to know more of the new music that's out there that they might not know and should know, and that's a question that helps drive that.
I have a good one.
All right, what you got?
Tied in Knots. They're a band that just put out a EP called Full Gloom. Absolutely insane. They have a song called Snaggletooth that crushes me to my core. It is so sad. They are right up our alley. They're like, they're super similar in style to Everbloom. And I found out about them. I I don't even know how I figured out about them. I think it was Instagram or TikTok. They just like popped up on my feed, and they are phenomenal. So shout out to those guys.
Dude, what is it with you and teeth?
I don't know, man. I never had anything with teeth until like now. So I guess it's just this episode. This is just my thing.
Dude, this is really hard for me. Like, I'm actually having a really hard time.
I've got a couple more.
I have so many is the problem. Like,
Yeah.
I have one that is like one of my daily listens, but I think they're broken up now. That sucks.
Yikes.
I don't know. I got to go with Old Faithful here that not enough people listen to or talk about. Holy Fawn.
They're
love
sick.
that band.
Yeah.
Probably more than I love myself. And even though I don't know, maybe a little. They're a huge influence for me in like writing. So they were in both of my bands, which is strange because all three of those bands sound nothing alike. So weird. But I take a lot of inspiration from them. I think they're one of the best bands in the world. More people should listen to them and talk about them.
I mean, do we go with the one that we both love very much? That just dropped a single.
Are you gonna say Static Dress?
Yeah, I love them.
I love Static Dress.
I am such a shill for Static Dress. Oh
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that would be the one. Even though I feel like everyone is talking about them, which is absolutely deserved, and everyone should continue talking about them. But they are straight up like the best band.
Why do we have to share the three? I'm losing my mind. There's another one that I just found out about today that I super love if you love My Space Revival, but I guess I can't throw them out there.
Break the motherfucking rules and do it.
Killer Be Killed. So if you like I Promise the World, you'll love Killer Be Killed. They're very similar to them. They're from Texas as well. They're like pure MySpace revival core. They're super sick. I love them. Just found out about them today, and I jammed like both of their EPs. They're sick, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad I went with Holy Fawn. I think I listen to at least one Holy Fawn record every single day.
God, I have so many.
Oh. Yeah, I know it's I limit it to 3 because it's like I otherwise will be here all day, but the amount of times that happens where it's like, fuck, I think I have more. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just break the rules at sometimes. Let's have some fun. The amount of times that even bands forget about and they just go on a roll. It's like, well, we're still going to include all of them because that just makes sense.
Yeah, I could have rifled off like 10, but
dude. Also, every Theoria band is sick. Check all of them out. All of them are crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Shout out Mr. Cody Frayne on that one too for getting all these bands on the label and giving them a chance to continue to grow their dreams and have a chance to get to that ultimate level of getting to exactly where you guys want to go with all this stuff.
I love Cody. He's a great guy.
Sick dude.
He's a great dude. Well, guys, I want to wrap this up by first off saying thank you so much for being on the podcast. Austin, thanks for being on your first time. And Ryan, thanks for coming back as well with a brand new band. So for everybody, we're going to close this out with 3 things. First, when it comes to Everbloom, yes, there's more new music coming out, especially including The Luxury of Decency, which comes out on February 19th. I'm not going to forget about that one now. 19th. So when it is ready and when it comes to that merch drop too, when they finally get a live show in your area where you can go see them, go script from the podcast where it says find Everbloom online. Links, labels for everything where you can follow them on social media to keep in tabs of them to know everything, all their updates. Make sure you know where you can watch the music videos, listen to the music, get supportive of them, and buy some of that merch. It's all media down in the description of the podcast below. So go follow along with it and get some Austin Teeth merch as well because that just sounds like a damn good time. Now it's time for number 2. Ryan, if you remember the last time on this podcast, I made a promise to you that said, thank you for being on the podcast, and when I get to see you perform live, first round's on me. Well, that didn't happen with Aphasia, but I'm hoping it happens with Everbloom. So that promise of first round, it's going to be first 2. Austin,
yes,
just first one for you, though, because it's only your first time here.
That's all good, man.
I
Brian
hope we can
deserves
get
it
out
too.
there, man. I hope so. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna make it there this year, but hopefully, by the end of the year or next year, I'd absolutely love to be on the road. It would be very cool to hang out in the real
Yeah.
life.
Absolutely. If you get a chance, it's like I'd love to see you in my hometown in Milwaukee, but the third biggest metropolitan area in the States, Chicago, is only 90 miles south. So that's usually where it happens anyway with all the bands. It's like, that's the bigger mark. You guys are going to go there. I ain't that far. I can travel on a Tuesday night.
Hell yeah, dude. I look forward to it.
Me too.
I look forward to it too, guys. And now let's end this by number 3. I cannot end this by saying goodbye because this is a great episode, a great 700th episode to that matter. So, Ryan, I know I've said this before, but I would love to have you back in the podcast again. It happened. I'd love to run this back with you again. Austin, same thing with you as well. Plus, I made you guys a promise. I have to make good on that promise. So, goodbye is way too final. We don't end it with goodbye. We end it by saying, I'll see you later.
We'll see you later, man.
See you later.
Woo! Well, folks, in my interview with Ryan and Austin from the band Everbloom. Now it's time for Kevin's final thought. And it's going to be kind of like 2 parts. One, holy shit, we made it to 700 episodes in 7 years. We made it to 700 episodes. That is a lot. That's like, we were doing one a week at points and times. We've gotten to the point now where it's 100 episodes on average a year. That's nuts. That's wild. I can't believe that. But really what I want to reflect on is what we were talking about with social media. And when it comes to artists, and even for the podcast, it's very, very similar as well. So many times, especially on social media popular today, especially with TikTok and the doom scrolling thing, everyone is reduced to trying to basically get popularity and get followings by being a meme. And unless you're a band like Electric Callboy, whose music is basically a very, very close connection to that, there's going to be issues. There's going to be problems. And I mean, it's not like, oh, this is a big issue, it's a big problem. It's the connection just isn't there. And then people will not take you seriously if, they just see you as the meme band. We have seen that happen time and time again with a lot of artists where we know their presence on social media. We enjoy what they put out there, but then we don't take the music seriously because there's no connection to it. There's no connection to the music or what they're actually putting out there versus the funny content they do. We associate them with the meme, and that's where it all gets lost. And I think about with the podcast too. I remember being on TikTok trying to promote these episodes as well. And I couldn't figure, and it was for a while, couldn't figure out why it was. And I remember talking with Anthony from Get More Listeners Academy because they were working with us in 2023. He was asking me about TikTok. We were going back and forth, and I said, there is no reason for someone on TikTok to go to the podcast. There's no reason for the conversion. That's why we haven't been on TikTok since 2023. We're still on Instagram, though. We're still on Facebook. We're still on Twitter. And yes, I do post the short content, but have you noticed for the short content, it's always from the podcast? I think the last time I made a goofy video was the downfall of the Grinch back in 2021. Yeah, it's a fun video. It's kind of funky. But if the podcast page was a page to go for laughs, then none of these interviews would matter. You wouldn't come here to discover new music. You would come here just to music funny. That's not the purpose of it. And if I was to do that, then all of a sudden now I would, get a bigger following than I have. I'd like that. But I would be kind of giving up on exactly what the purpose of the podcast is, and then no one would give a shit about these interviews. No one would give a shit about these artists. No one would give a shit going forward, and that's not something I want to have happen. So that's why our social content is the way it is, because it promotes the artist directly, because it promotes what they're doing, it promotes their music, and it shows you who they are so you can connect with them on a sonic presence, and you can connect with them on an emotional presence and a personal presence as well. 700 episodes. And again, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how many more I'll be able to do in the future. You know what? Can we get to 1,000? We're 70% of the way there. Let's see. I want to thank Austin and Ryan for coming on the podcast today. When it comes to finding Everbloom online, please go straight to the podcast below. Links to their social media accounts, where to listen to brand new music, where to stay in touch with them, and of course, with that merch drop, where to get merch as well. Please follow along with us on the Chord Progression Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, link to the podcast below. Hit the subscribe button right down here on YouTube, hit the follow and subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Hit the like button on these episodes and leave a comment what you think about the whole entire social media thing. I know we talked about it with Shields, but I want to know what you're talking about here because now you're seeing a band that is in that area feeling the same thing. We're going to bring it up more throughout the year because we kind of want to take down that social media side of things, especially in the music industry. We want it to change because we want artists to be shown who they are, not just as a meme. Again, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. My name's Kevin. 700 episodes in. Can we get to 1,000? And that's going to be thank you for listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. I'm Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one of these episodes. Big, healthy, and hearty. See ya! Yeah.